5 audience. Hi.
You're in it. Let's go.
My name is Benjamin Bannerman, and today I'm going to be presenting on the story of the Ashanti Empire. Okay, so now imagine a group of people who lived where they believed that their rulers possessed divine powers and their throne descended from the skies. Amazing, right? Okay, so although many people may not know about the Ashanti Empire from Ghana, they had a very huge impact on the history of Ghana. Understanding the Ashanti people gives us the understanding of how African civilization came about. It also teaches us about how the people of Africa, especially Ghana, had an identity in their language and their lifestyle. Now, this presentation is going to focus on how the Ashanti people lived, how they built a strong leadership, and they also had a spiritual belief and also cultural pride. Now, as you can see, this is Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the current Asantehene in Ghana. And the Asantehene means the Asante king of the Asante people. So we can see a cultural display of the Ashanti people right now in the shot, and we can see that the Ashanti Empire was built on unity and shared culture. And that's the Asantehene right there. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to talk about the background of the Ashanti people, and then I'll talk about certain key moments that impacted upon the Ashanti people's history, and then now I can talk about the legacy that they left behind. So first of all, we know the Ashanti people, they are very united, and they have a shared cultural belief. So the Ashanti people are part of, according to the National Museum of Ghana in 2022, the Ashanti people are part of the Akan group, and they began forming their empire in the 1600s. Osei Tutu was the first king of the Ashanti people who united all the Akan group to become the Ashanti Empire. And this was according to Gwakopomo in 2022, his article. And also, we know that Osei Tutu, who was the Asantehene, worked with Okomfo Anokye, who was a spiritual leader. He worked side by side with him to promote efficient leadership and spiritual help. So Osei Tutu has spiritual help from Okomfo Anokye, and this was according to Gwakopomo in 2022. So now we know about the background of the Ashanti people, we understand how they came together, and we also understand the leadership role that they played under Osei Tutu and Okomfo Anokye. So I'm going to move on to talk to you about the key moments, certain key moments that highlight the Ashanti kingdom and their empire. So as you can see, I'm going to tell you three things. As you can see, this is the Ashanti people, and this shows a picture of them showing the battle that they had between the Dinchira. So there was a battle between the Ashanti kingdom and the Dinchira. They fought for 2 years, whereby Okomfo Anokye, the spiritual leader, had to chant certain incantations to confuse the people of the Dinchira, and he confused some of their generals, where they joined forces with the Ashanti, and the war was won. The war was won by the Ashanti people. Now, also, we understand that, we know that the second point is that we know Okomfo Anokye was in charge of their spiritual affairs. So he summoned a golden stool from the skies to fall upon the laps of Otumfuo Osei Tutu, the Asantehene, and that is when he was pronounced the king of the Asante kingdom. And then also lastly, we understand that Okomfo Anokye embarked on a spiritual journey for immortality. He said he was going to look for a cure for immortality. And this was according to Gwakopomo in 2022, that Okomfo Anokye went to look in search for a cure for immortality. And when he left his dagger behind, buried. And until today, the dagger is still found. A hospital has been built in his name, and the dagger has been found in the ground. And until today, when they were building the hospital, it's believed that the dagger always sinks down when the tractor is passing to be built. The sword cannot be moved by anybody. And this symbolizes the strength of the Ashanti kingdom. Now we understand the key moments that led to their efficient leadership and the way they won the battle, and then how they believe in the golden stool, and how they believe that the golden stool holds significant belief in their culture. Now let's move on to the legacy that they've left behind. Now, understanding the legacy that they have left behind, we can see Okomfo-Anokye and the picture of him summoning the golden stool from the sky, and as you can see, Osei Tutu. So Osei Tutu is now called to sit on certain spiritual, he's a respected leader, and he's called to talk on unity, topics on unity. We also believe that the festival they celebrate, the Dintra festival, is significant to show their victory against the Dintra people. And lastly, we know that the golden stool, the symbolism of the golden stool, we believe it today. We as Ghanaians believe the significance of the golden stool, that it brings people together in the Ashanti Kingdom. Now we understand the legacy they've left behind by talking about Osei Tutu and his leadership, and also the symbolism of the golden stool. So I would like to conclude by saying that I, as a Ghanaian, that's a picture of the golden stool. I'm very proud to stand here and say that this Ashanti Kingdom, the Ashanti Kingdom and Ashanti people have left a mark and a significant history and culture under the Ghanaian umbrella. So as a Ghanaian, I'm very proud to stand here and tell you about the Ashanti Kingdom and inform you about the benefits that they have left behind and the legacy that still lives on today. Thank you very much.
Hi, audience.